Hello, you're through to Warpstone TV, and today we're going to be painting Hive Fleet Tiamet, starting with the Wraithbone contrast paint, just so then we have a nice base coat. So first off, we're going to start with the Carapace with Incubi Darkness. As you can see, you'll need to do two thin layers. As my first thin layer, you can slightly see the base coat underneath it. So we get all over the model on that, and now with that all done, we'll start with the shade of Null Oil all over the Carapace part. Try not to get any on the white. Try to use a smaller layer brush, just so then you don't get any on the whitey cream of the Wraithbone. So now, after all the Null Oil has dried, we're going to do the actual skin tone, which is kind of weird greeny colour. So we're going to start with Lamian Medium and then Colia Green Shade. And what we're going to do with that, we're going to do 5 parts Lamian Medium to 2 parts Colia Green Shade, which I've found is the best sort of ratio for that. As you can see, that one mixture I just did, 5 parts to 2, is going to do the whole model, to be honest. But if you need to make more, you can always make more. Always start with the Lamian Medium first. Make sure your brush is clean, so then the Lamian Medium doesn't get a green discoloration to it. Else it'll just ruin it for your whole paints in the future. So once you've done the whole model and it's all dry, we're going to dry brush with Ulfuran Grey. So if you don't know how to dry brush, I would suggest buying a dry brush first and then get a little tiny bit of paint on the end of a dry brush and then put it on a bit of tissue until you can hardly see any at all. And there will still be some pigments there, and then just rub over the top of your actual model in the places you want highlighting, sort of thing. So you can see on the legs here, I'm just adding a tiny bit on the arms. I did a bit on the face as well, just so then it gives a bit of depth to the actual model. So back to the Carapace of the model, since the skin is basically done now. Just do Cabalite Green, little tiny highlights like I did on my Leviathan video. Tiny little brush strokes, up and down, up and down, up and down, all the way along the edges of the Carapace. Just when it catches it, you'll see it will go darker, this colour, but we will add another highlight for this colour on the model soon, as we do want a nice contrast from darker Carapace to lighter Carapace. So now for our next highlight, we're going to use Warpstone Glow, which gives, like it says in the name, a gorgeous little glow to the actual model or the painting area we're doing. It just makes the edge of the Carapace pop, and I think that makes it more look like Hive Fleet Tiamet than anything else, to be honest. You just want to make sure that you don't go over all of that Cabalite green that we just put on. You want to leave a bit of a sort of, as you can see, darker to lighter green on all of the model. So now we're going to use Incubi Darkness on all the claws, hooves and scythes on the model. I know we used Incubi Darkness first and we could have done this at the same time, but it was just to show on how I painted that really in stages instead of just all doing it at once. And what we're going to do once the Incubi Darkness has dried, we're going to cover it in contrast Black Templar, just so then it still shows a bit of Incubi Darkness coming through, so it gives itself a bit of a highlight. Also, I did forget to record myself giving another highlight of the scythes and the hooves, and what we did for that, we highlighted with Dark Reaper along the edges of the scythes and the hooves and the claws, just so then it makes it stand out a bit more. You'll see it in the next part of the clip. So as you can see there, the Dark Reaper was just on the edge of the scythes. And what we're going to do now is still and mud for the basing, along all of the pebbles and stones and sand that I've put on there, just to give it a bit more depth, because the still and mud is an amazing paint. I use it all the time. I don't know if anyone else likes it. A lot of people I see with the Mars like type of cracked effect on their bases, but yeah, I do like this mud. And now we're going to highlight the mud, and we're going to use Steel Legion Drab. And we're going to do the same as we did before with the white. We're going to dry brush the Steel Legion Drab onto the bottom of the base, just so it catches all the tops of the rocks. And if you look at it from a right angle, it just makes a nice sort of contrast from dark to light stones and mud. So that is it for the paint tutorial of Hive Fleet Tiamet. I'm going to upload a picture now for you, just so then you can see what it looks like in a better light, because video does not capture everything right. Hopefully all you guys are interested in the new Tyranid codex. I will be uploading some more Tyranid videos, like I'm going to do Hive Fleet Behemoth next, and also some maybe Necrons and some other paint tutorials with stuff I've got lined about. But I hope I catch you in the next video, and I hope you all sort of enjoyed this video. Thank you. Bye bye.